Allow a couple of breaths to flow. Body's relaxing. Take a moment to connect with an intention. The image I was playing with for today is the image of a cup. And oftentimes our cup is so full that when somebody else needs to share, they're going through hard things and they need to kind of unload a little bit. Maybe our cup is too full to be able to receive. And so we spill over and we have our own crisis that goes on internally. And so the idea that I was playing with today is emptying out our cup, even just a little bit. So what is it that fills our cup? Maybe it's emotions, maybe it's stressors, maybe it's just too much to do, too much activity going on in our days. So whatever it is that fills us up, let's imagine in this class, we have a little bit of time to unload some of that. So some of the poses that we'll take are things that tilt us upside down, like forward folds. And we'll also play with side stretches, kind of like the little kid teapot nursery rhyme. Imagine that with the side rib stretches, it's giving your teapot a chance to kind of dump out just a little bit. So in all these different stretches, these movements, we're emptying ourselves. So that way we can receive, we can act with a little bit more love, maybe we can listen a little bit more intently. So that's the image, that's the idea that we're playing with today. So with that, to lead us on, let's get started already with a side rib stretch. So this will be our banana stretch. Allow the arms to extend all the way to the back wall, stretching up overhead. Huge stretch for abs. And then crossing right ankle over, the legs slide off the left side of the mat. Grab right wrist and scoop the shoulders off the left side of the mat. So it's a huge banana shape, everything off the left. And give space for the right side ribs to stretch. So sometimes that means I have to push against the ankle and the wrist connections. And sometimes just being more or less in this shape is already enough. Notice how the breathing can get us a little bit deeper in those side ribs. And one more inhale. Exhale, release. Come back to the center of the mat and I stretch back up overhead. And second side. Left ankle over, leg scoot to the right. Grab the left wrist and scoot the shoulders off the right. Same quality as before. Maybe push against the ankle and wrist connection. Imagine already we're letting some of our cup spill out. Becoming a little bit less full of judgments, of prejudices. It's almost like the subconscious is what fills it up. And while that can be important at one point in our life, maybe it's not useful anymore. Inhale. Exhale, release. Long stretch in the center again. And let's take knees into chest. Depend on each knee, do a little bit of rocking. Good, straightening legs up to the sky. The arms come up overhead again. That's our inhale. With the exhale, both arms touch the outside of the right thigh, and then the left leg drops down. Inhale back up overhead, both legs up overhead, and exhale, switch. So our arms touch the thigh, the other leg drops down. Flow with the breath. Exhale every time we touch. Three more each. Two. One more each side. Good. Grabbing onto right ankle. The left leg drops all the way down to the floor. Some time for that hamstring to lengthen. Maybe even try to push the heel higher, taking some of the bend out of the knee. Beautiful. The right knee takes a bench shape, and then let it come over into a twist, pressing over to the left. Glue the right shoulder to the ground, extend right fingers to right. Perhaps even in this moment, feel some of that liquid spill out. Inhale. Exhale, return, the right hip goes to the floor, the right leg drops all the way to floor. Left straight leg up to sky. Grab onto it. And have perhaps a quality of softening into the length. Left knee takes a bent shape, and then let it fall all the way across the body to the right. More of the fluid spill out. Huge inhale. Long exhale. Good. So both hips return to the floor. And then let both feet plant. The feet are going to be about as wide as the mat. So a nice kind of solid stance from there. The hands come behind the back of the head. And we're doing circular crunches. So we crunch up toward the right thigh side, the left elbow lifts, and then circle through the center, all the way around, and then reverse directions right away. Left elbow lifts first, all the way around to the right. So exhale as we lift, inhale as we're dropping back down. Try to get as much of the shoulder blades off the ground as possible. Let's take 2 more to each direction. And after that last one, release the head to floor. Let both knees fall over to left. Option to take left ankle to right thigh. But if that's too much, drop it back down. We don't want the knee to be in any pain. Beautiful. Release the ankle if you lifted it. Drop the knees to the other side. Option to take right ankle up to left thigh this time. Release the ankle. Take 2 or 3 windshield wipers to each side. Good. And then taking the knees into the chest, we'll do rolling like a ball a few times. Walking up to balance in boat pose. And then rolling back on the spine, giving it a massage. Maybe even that action of rolling back is letting some of the fluid spill out of our cup. Eventually hold in boat pose. You can use hands, you can let go of hands. An option to straighten legs if you still want more. 3 breaths. One more inhale. Exhale. Take it into cobbler's pose. Straighten spine up to tilt forward. Releasing some of the fluid out of our cup that way. For me, in a way, being more empty in my cup means being more present with this moment. And one of those signs of a very full cup is you're constantly living in the future or in the past. Here we're in the present moment, we're more willing to receive whatever happy surprises the universe has for us. Not feeling like we have to control everything. Let's straighten the spine back up. The left leg stays on the floor. You can tuck it in just a little bit more. The right leg, we're taking it into baby cradle. Rocking the hip out a couple of times. The spine is what we are really focusing on, nice and straight. So however the hands need to be is fine. And that hip have some space. And then we'll drop it to shin stack, or if the sitting bone can't stay down with shin stack, drop it to cross leg, and then walk the hands forward. It's all good. The hips take time and space to open up. Okay, so as the hands walk in, the left leg straightens forward. If this right foot can cross over, plant it to the outside of the thigh. If that's not working for the knee, just keep it on the inside. But we're straightening spine up, we're taking a twist, so the left hand or the left elbow hooks around the knee, and then we're spiraling around the right shoulder. And returning forward, slide the ankle to cross over. So right ankle is over, left, and then slowly tilt down into forward fold. Notice how this one's a bit deeper into IT band. Yeah. Okay, so spine back up. Let the right leg rest on the floor. Baby cradle for left. That feels pretty good. Maybe it's working for shin stack on this side, maybe cross leg. Let the fingertips walk forward. And hands walk in, right leg straightens forward. If the left leg can cross over, great. This one's the twist first. So right hand grabs for the knee or right elbow. One more inhale. And exhale, slide this left leg into ankle cross and let the spine tilt forward. Straps can be nice. Okay, so rising up, take it into cross leg, right shin in front. Take the fingertips behind the head, sitting nice and tall, but core is zipped up still. From here, just the right elbow drops down to the side, a side stretch, and 3, and back up. 2. Same one, right elbow down. Good. When we come up, now drop the right hand to the floor, left arm reaches up. Beautiful. Rising up, hands behind head, left elbow. 3, and up. 2, and up. 1, up. Drop the left hand down, lean up and over, tilt the water out. Beautiful. Rise up. Come to kneeling, take a few neutral cat-cow, so just normal version. Good. Flat spine. Right leg extends straight out to the right. And we'll take a couple of slow cat-cows with that positioning. So let the spine round up to the sky. And belly drops down. Gaze up. More rounds. And then neutral spine. So one of the things that we'll be doing a couple of times today are side plank variations. So this, what we're going to practice right here is a variation if side plank is too much. So slide this right foot into plant. It's like halfway up the mat. The left foot slides back. And then we turn to the front door. So this would be our easiest variation, where we have that top foot just climbing in front of us. Maybe right hand can reach up to the sky. Maybe it's resting on the hip. Good. And then when the hand comes down, lower the back knee down again. Scoot this right foot a little bit higher up to the top corner for lizard. Lower down perhaps to one elbow or both. Come back up to hands. The right knee comes underneath the hips, left leg straight up to the left. Take a couple of cat cows from that. Rounding the spine up and dropping the belly down. Into neutral spine. So slide that foot in, playing with the side plank variation. The hands walk forward just a little bit. Up onto the back toes and rest on the outside edge of that right foot. Good. Maybe left hand to hip. Maybe left hand to sky. So remember, this is our variation. If the other variations get to be too much, it's this top foot planting to the side. Good. So drop the hand down, lower the back knee, and scoop the toes closer to the top corner of the mat for lizard. The hips drop forward, maybe lower to one elbow or both. Up to hands. You can take child's pose, down dog, or perhaps your first flow. When you're satisfied, you can make your way up to top of mat in a forward fold. Perhaps try rocking a little bit more of your weight onto the balls of the feet. One more huge inhale. Exhale. Inhale, rise. Thumbs down to heart. Beautiful. Shifting your weight over into left foot, the right foot takes tree pose. So rotate the knee open. You can be in kickstand with the toes on the floor. You can take the foot up to the calf or up to the thigh. Try not to be directly on the knee. Tilt the teapot over, it's all good. Get rid of more of the cup. And release this foot down, second side. Or inhale. Exhale. And foot drops to floor. Right hand to right thigh, left hand leans up and over. Side rib stretch, tilt some of the water out of the cup. And rise. Inside. And rise. Inhale, circle both arms up, slight back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, long spine. Exhale, plant the hands, travel back to plank. From plank, drop both heels to the left. Right hand folds up to sky, side plank, or drop back to the last variation with the top foot. And drop this hand down, switch sides. Drop the hand down. Bring the shoulders in front of the fingertips for chaturanga, lowering Nice back bend when you get there. Maybe pause for a moment, gazing over right shoulder, left. Good. Child pose or down dog. Now in down dog, rise there. Float the right leg up to sky. And step the right foot in between hands. Go back to the lowest down, rise up warrior one. Clasp hands behind the back. Bow forward, tilting some of the water out of the cup. Release the clasp of the hands, circle back up, warrior one. Exhale, open up, warrior two. Keep the front knee facing open to pinky toe. And an extended side angle. Right elbow to right thigh, left arm up to stretch forward. Beautiful. Back up, warrior two. And reverse. Warrior two. And turning open, goddess pose. The toes are at 45-degree angles. We're coming down into a squat already. Feel the tailbone tuck under just a little bit, and we're trying to stack our spine directly over the hips. Good. So from this goddess pose shape, take the fingertips right behind the head again. Keep the core zipped up, elbows open, and just the right side. Right elbow tilts down. And up. Two more. Down. And up. Down. Up. Drop the right hand to right thigh, left arm up and over. Good. Rising up, hands behind the head. Left elbow, down. Up. Lots of strength for the legs here. Two. One. Left hand to left thigh, right hand up and over. Good work. Rising up, turn the toes directly forward and dive down, wide angle forward. We're going to walk the hands up to the top of the mat. We're going to step back, child pose, down dog or a flow. Down dog if you're not there. Shoulders over wrists, heels to the left, side plank. Good. Drop the hand down, switch sides. And hand down, downward facing dog. Left leg reaches high. Left foot in between hands, back heel down. Warrior one. Clasp hands behind back. Bow forward, tilt some of the liquid out of the cup. Release the hands, Go back up, warrior one. Inhale. Exhale, rotate open, warrior two. Keep the knee tracing open to pinky toe. Extended side angle. Left elbow to left thigh, right arm up to go. Warrior two. Reverse. Tilting backwards. Rising up. Turn open, goddess. Already choose that amount of plie that you can hold. Try to keep the shoulders over the hips. And let's take those fingertips behind the head. Open the elbows if you can. And let's take left first this time. 3, go slow. Up. 2. 1. Left hand drops to thigh, right hand up and over. Good, rising up, hands behind head. Right elbow. 3, 2, 1. Right hand down, left hand up and over. Rise, wide angle forward fold, straighten the legs, turn the toes forward. Maybe a different hand position, encouraging the spine to tilt that liquid out of the cup even more. And your hands up to top of mat. This time set back directly to plank. We'll go directly to side. So heels to the left, right hand up. Option if you want to lift the hips up like a down dog pike and then try to float the right leg up. Good. Back to plank. Heels to the right. Maybe hips up and then float. Good. Back down plank. Child pose down dog or a flow. Rush, eventually make your way up to top of mat, forward fold. Perhaps rock some of the weight onto the balls of the feet. One more breath to tilt a little bit more liquid out of the cup. And then your next inhale, rise, go slowly if your head needs time. Down to heart. Tree pose, shift weight to left foot. Right knee rotates open. Maybe it climbs. Only if the balance is steady, maybe grow your branches. Thinking like before, we're not trying to let the arms kind of extend forward. We're trying to open the chest. So the arms are kind of directly up overhead. And from here, the right foot steps directly back. So it's like a foot and a half are still separated. The hips are still facing forward. Let's take a nice pyramid. Tilting directly forward. At the halfway point, drop hands to the shin. If you have a block, you can use it or use the floor. Just depends on flexibility here. I like by this point to keep the front leg as straight as possible. So sometimes that means I need to engage my quad. I do that by lifting the kneecap up just a little bit. We're not hyperextending, lengthening. Letting the front knee bend. Slide the back foot back a little bit so it's warrior one position, and then swing guard up to sky, warrior one. Just a breath, clasp hands behind the back, bow forward. Release and circle up. Exhale, open up warrior two. And exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, reverse. Inhale, warrior two. And then triangle. Straighten the front leg. Reach that left hand directly forward. That tilts the pelvis. And then land the left hand on shin, right hand directly up to sky. Feel even that pelvic bowl tilting some of the liquid out. You should have a straight front leg for triangle. Rising up, turn open goddess. Same challenge as before. Come already down to that squat, pelvic bowl tucked under. Shoulders stacked, hands behind the head, elbows open, and right elbow. Breathe. 2, 1. Right hand onto right thigh, left hand up. Rise up, hands behind head, left. 3, 2, 1. Left hand down, right hand over. And up. Turn the toes forward. Wide angle forward fold. And then we're going straight to Skandasana. So hands plant in front of the left foot, the left knee bends, either high side lunge or low side lunge. Maybe you're tilting, dropping elbows down. Maybe you're balancing today. It's up to you. Let the hands in front of you, switch to the second leg. Same option, balance or elbows to tilt some of the liquid out of the cup. Okay, straight up to normal wide angle forward fold. Relax for a couple of breaths. Letting the hands, walk the hands up to top of mat. Step back to plank. Heels to the left. Always know you can do that variation 1. You can do variation 2, normal side plank. Variation 3, star, or perhaps a tree pose. Lots of variations to play with. One more inhale this time. And exhale, start to switch. Options 1, 2, 3, or 4. Good. Hand drops down. Child pose, down dog or a flow. Top of mat, forward fold when you're ready. Last cycle. Arms up to sky. Hands to heart. Shift weight to right foot. Left rotates open. Tree. The shoulders kind of rolling back, even the ears back a little bit. Maybe the arms grow, keeping that opening in the chest. Tight core, zip up through the center. Good. Release left foot back into the pyramid, just a simple step. Hands at the hips, keeping them square forward. Tilt forward. Halfway point. Drop hands to shin block floor. Lifting the kneecap, engaging the quad just a little bit. As the front knee bends, slide the back foot back just a bit. Warrior one positioning for the legs. Arms sweep up. Good. Just a breath. Clasp hands behind the back. Bow forward, exhale. Now rise back up. Warrior one. Exhale, open up warrior two. Next inhale. Exhale, extended side angle, leaning forward. That's okay. And warrior two. Exhale, leaning back, reverse. And warrior two. Triangle, front leg straightens. Reach forward first, that tilts the hips. And then right hand to shin, left to sky. In the very pelvic bowl, we're tilting some of the cup out. Good. Rising up. Turn open, goddess. Last time. Stack the shoulders above the hips. Take the hands behind the head, elbows open. And let's go left. 3. Keep the knees tracking open. 2. 1. Lean to the left. And then hands behind head. Right elbow down. 3. 2. 1. Right hand down, left hand lean over. And up. Straighten the legs, turn the toes forward, wide angle. Directly into Skandasana. The right knee bends. High side lunge or low side lunge. And switch. To the center, wide angle. Good. Last time, playing with the side plank. Walk the hands up to top of mat. Set that plank. Any variation. Heels drop to the left. Play with your variation. Switch sides. Beautiful. Last opportunity, child pose, down dog or a flow. And dropping the knees down. Slide the right leg straight out to the right. Come up to a high spot. And drop the right hand down the right leg, left hand up to reach over. Good, rising up. Drop down to hands and then elbows. Kind of flatten the low back, maybe even inch elbows a little closer to the straight leg if you need. Up to hands. Switch legs, so left is straight up to the left. Come up high. Slide left hand down that left leg, right hand up to sky to lean over. Rise, drop down to hands and elbows. Maybe the elbows inch closer to straight leg if you needed more. Coming up to hands, lower that knee down. We're taking some wrist stretches, so the right hand first. If the left hand needs to just be a fist, that's perfectly welcome. That'll lessen the intensity there. With the right hand, you circle the fingers through the side, and maybe you can get the fingers to point the thigh. If it doesn't go that far, it's okay. So if you're here and you're not in a wrist stretch, you need more, you're backing the hips any amount backwards. That gets it to just that spot that feels good enough for your wrist. Nothing too much, just a good stretch. Good. If you went backwards, come over the top to softly lift the right hand up and roll that right wrist out a couple of times. Good. We're going to get the back of the right wrist now. So back of palm down, fingertips pointing to the thighs. And then same thing, if you don't feel enough yet, back the hips up any amount. Over the center to lift, a couple of circles. And then we'll start working on the left. So if this right needs to just be a fist to be soft for it, that's fine. First, we circle the left fingers through the side, maybe to point back. And then same thing, if you need to inch your hips backwards, that's okay. Okay, over the center to lift. Maybe some circles for left. Back of hand down. And same thing, if you need more, backwards. Over the center to lift, a couple of circles. Beautiful. So from here, listen to what your body needs. Perhaps you need a last seated stretch like a cobbler's pose. Perhaps you want to lay on your back and take a figure 4 stretch. Do a last pose or two, whatever your body needs. Take a minute or two. Any last things until your body's ready for Shavasana? No rush to get there. Take your time. Explore these last things. What else is holding on in my cup, and what poses can I give my body to help release any of that last bit of work? As long as it takes for your body to be happy, explore as long as you need. At some point when you know it's time, you'll head to a Shavasana. No rush to get there, and no dictation of exactly what that has to look like today. It could be different than normal. But sooner or later, when you are in Shavasana, imagine, even if it's nothing more than imagination, imagine being in this kind of a place where you are no body, no time, no space. You just are. Just use the breath, flow in that spaciousness, that I am space. That's where we'll rest for a few minutes here. Begin to deepen inhales and exhales. Introduce little movements to the body. Push out in ways that feel good. So fetal position if that feels good today. Another breath or two, rising up to a comfortable seated place when you're ready. Hands at our heart. We tune in, feeling how nice it is. As we move forward, we recognize we have that extra space. Somebody needs a listening ear. Perhaps we can lend it in a way a little bit deeper than normal. Or perhaps there's someone who needs an extension of love, compassion. We have space for them, a little bit less judgment. So with this cup that's a little bit more empty, with this to lead us forward, let's wrap up the time that we got to share together today with the sound of Om. Deep inhale now. May we be filled with light, and happiness, and peace. Namaste.